Assalamu alaikum. A quick one. I know I'm sure I'm not the only one. There has been times where I wondered the people that were existing before the times of Islam or before the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Like the people that were existing, how would Almighty Allah judge them? Would they still go to Jannah? Would this still happen? And there has been confusion in my mind thinking about that. Interestingly, this afternoon, while I was reading the Holy Quran, I came across this chapter, Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter 16. It said, "Indeed, those who believed and those who were Jews or Christians or Sabians, in quotes, before the prophet, those amongst them who believe in Allah and the last day and did righteousness will have their reward with their Lord, and no fear would there be concerning them, or nor would they grieve." And I was thinking, how did they know that this is? Because they quoted it before the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So I took my mobile Quran and I also read the same thing, the same chapter. This one is from the Quran hard copy and this is from the mobile. And I noticed that in the Quran on my mobile app, they didn't put in quotes that it was before the prophet. But thinking about it, I believed what the hard copy of the Quran stated, quoting that it was before. And why did I believe what was written? Because if you are conversant with that chapter, if you are reading before you get to that chapter 62, you are going to see what Almighty Allah has been talking about. He was actually talking about during the type of time of the prophet Moses alayhi salatu wasalam. So he was reminding the people of Israel the things that he has done, how they has been failing, how he has been forgiving them. So this was actually talking the time of the prophet Musa. So I think that shows the evidence that okay, because Islam was not here then. So obviously Almighty Allah still promised some set of people bliss, paradise and all if they actually follow the prophet that he sent then, which Prophet Musa was one of them. So that made me come to the conclusion that okay, because Almighty Allah will always fulfill his promises to us. So I'm sure those that existed during that time, I'm sure Almighty Allah will actually fulfill his promise to them, because that was the way they were worshiping him then before Islam. I hope you are able to learn one or two things from this. Assalamu alaikum.